Right, in this tutorial we're going to be simplifying surds. So here we have the square root of 12. The way that you simplify surds is you look for two factors of 12 where one of them is a square number. And you're looking for the highest one each time. It's okay if you do find one and it's lower and then you can simplify further, but we'll look at that in just a moment. So we know that two factors of 12 where one of them is a square number, it could be 4 and 3. So you write that as square root of 4. So I'd tend to write the one that is the square number first. Square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2, so we can write 2 instead of square root of 4. And then we have square root of 3. You can't simplify that any further, so we've got 2 root 3. That's the process we're going to be using for the rest of this. So if you aren't very familiar with all your square numbers, it might be useful for you to write a list down quickly so that you can start to see how to simplify these. So square root of 20, looking for two numbers that go into 20, where one of them is a square number. Again, we could use 4. So square root of 4, square root of 5. 4 times 5 is 20. We've written our square number first again. So square root of 4 is 2. And then we've got square root of 5 still. So 2 root 5 for this one. Right, square root of 108. So this has actually quite a high factor that is a square number, but if you don't spot it straight away, you might see that instantly 9 goes into 108 because 9 times 12 is 108. So I'm just going to show you what would happen if you didn't find the highest one, but how you would simplify twice. So square root of 9, square root of 12. We know what the square root of 9 is, that's 3. But we also know that square root of 12 can be divided by 4. So actually this can be simplified further. So we could write that as square root of 4 square root of 3. So it's okay to do it more than once if you can't find the highest factor that is a square number. So again, that would be 3 multiplied by the square root of 4. So multiplied by 2. Oh, sorry, not square root of 2. Multiplied by 2 root 3. And so 3 times 2 times root 3 is 6 root 3. Now you might have noticed that 108 could be square root of 36 times square root of 3, and you would have got that to this final answer a little quicker. But if not, it's absolutely fine to do it this way. The next one, we've got square root of 300. So if you want to try it yourself, you could pause the video and check your solution in a moment. Two factors of 300 where one's a square number. Well, we know that 100 is one of our square numbers, so we could do square root of 100 times square root of 3. We know that the square root of 100 is 10, so that becomes 10 root 3. I'm going to do two more. Square root of 45. So we've got 9 and 5. 9 times 5 is 45. So we can write square root of 9 times the square root of square root of 5. We know that the square root of 9 is 3, so that becomes 3 root 5. And then finally, this would be another good chance to pause it, see if you could do this yourself. You might have seen that 32 can be divided by 4, and it would be 4 times 8, which you can absolutely do, but again, if you can find the highest one, then we'll do that. And we know that this could be square root of 16 times the square root of 2. If you did 4 and 8, that's absolutely fine. You would get to it eventually by doing the other process. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 2 we can't simplify. And that's you for simplifying surds. We're going to use this when we are adding and subtracting surds. So if you want to practice some of these, if not, you can look at adding and subtracting surds, and we'll be doing a little bit more of this.